generally, I just wish to show you one by one. But anyway, I think you have to come afterwards here to the table to see that. Here we have a really sharp tools with the green marking. This is especially cutting out the zirconia. Right now I don't have a blank to cutting out, but this is generally what we are using. Next to that we have a smaller flame and a bigger flame grinders for the shaping, for removing the rest connectors, plus also a diamond, a longer, if you can see, longer diamond coated tools, again to achieve a nice and smooth surface. And next to that, another flame form tools to use on the surface of the crowns. What I mentioned that we are not using at all disc for the separation. That one we are doing also with the really sharp tool, what you can control better and just use on that surface, which is where is really necessary. And the special tool what I mentioned is that rubber gum with that teeth, with the rubber gums or with that kind of polishing tools. What is in most of the cases critical that you overheat the material after the sintering. I mean, therefore we are recommending also, if you know already that on some surfaces will be necessary to polish, you can do before the sintering process, so it will be a more gentle process for the material. Otherwise, it can happen that after the sintering, you overheat the zirconia. You will not see maybe, but there you can affect some micro cracks inside the material, or even you can burn the rubber inside the zirconia and the porosity, and that's why you cannot remove it perfectly. So it can affect some discoloration or some small darker dots inside the material. So that one, especially for zirconia in the raw phase before the sinterization. Next to that as well, it's a kind of I don't know what kind of material you have to touch it, you have to feel it. It's also again a really gentle and soft sintering polishing ring, so you can get a really nice and smooth surface with it. What I wish to show you next to that, because we talked a lot about, and this is the Incisal X liquid, which stands, like I mentioned, we have two kind of liquids: the Incisal X, the 0, and the X2. I prefer, and after our experiences, the X2 is a better solution because you give the illusion of the translucency at the same time. So the final effect will be better. So we have here a few samples from the Incisal X liquid. If you wish, you can see. I prefer to go outside because in the light it's bluish, whitish, too many light, and it's not natural light. You will not really see the real difference. What is without the liquid and what is with the liquid, the final results. So I have here a sample for you, so you can see that with your own eyes. So what I wish to show you, we have prepared a 3-unit bridge, especially a front bridge from Cube 1 multi-layer, and I wish to apply on it just to show you on which surface we use it and how we use the Incisal X liquid. In the set, what you have, this is the liquid, 5 milliliter, which is not too much, but that liquid you are using not that amount like the normal liquid. This is just a few drops, and it's more than enough. And then in the set we have that small kind of glass, so it's more than enough for the colorization and the applicator to apply. So it's more than enough. It's not too rough in many cases. These applicators are too big, the head of the applicators, Therefore, for the normal effect colors, it's better to work with a brush, with a finer brush. But for the liquids, it's quite okay. Like always with any other liquids, we really have to shake it properly because of the ingredients have to be mixed, and it's not just for the Incisal X liquid, but all the other liquids as well. So you have to mix properly first before you start. Then I just push it here, and then immediately we have here the liquid. If you will see the catalogs and on the website, on the internet, the video what I showed today, you see there a really strong green color. In the real life, the intensity of the color not so strong, but it's not a problem of the liquid, so it's normal. But for demonstration, we use turning more green, that you see the visual effect during the processing more. So generally, during working the material, it looks like this. So you see that it's still green, but not so intensive. And for a crown or for a small bridge, it's more than enough. Just
the liquid is an acid base of the liquid.
Yes, that contains acid base and a fluoride element. So the best if you keep it safe. Of course, separate it because it's a corrosive. It's on the etiquette here, so it's a corrosive material. So you have to work carefully with this. Generally, I recommend to work also with zirconia in gloves, plastic gloves, because during the processing, your fingers are grease on it, contamination, metal. You touch a lot of things in the laboratory. So with that you can contaminate the zirconia as well, or even if you just touch it with your finger, the surface, with that grease you cover the surface. So working with the liquids will be not so effective if you put your fingerprints on the zirconia, because in that way the zirconia will be not able to absorb the liquid in a proper way. I don't have hand gloves right now, therefore I'm just touching with my hands without gloves. But I wash my hand before processing. That's at least a minimum. Okay, let's see. Afterwards, if you wish, I have enough bridges. So if you wish, you can come to here. You can sit here. We can place some extra chairs here. So if you wish, you can try yourself as well, or I can give you the samples and you can try on the tables as well. It's up to you. So let's see where I am for the camera. So generally here we have a 3-unit bridge. I will show you just on the front crown. On the front crown how to apply. I make completely wet the applicator, and like I mentioned, what I wish to avoid, to put the liquid on the connector. Let's see, maybe I can show it. So what I wish to avoid, not flow the liquid to here. So I will start with the Incisal X liquid, like I mentioned, in 4 layers. So in the first layer, sorry, I have to sit with my back to you. On the first layer, I use it on the half of the crown. Especially on the incisal part again, and I do the same palatinal as well. I think it's not really visual on the camera.
It's okay.
It's okay. At least you see where I'm applying it. I try to. So that's the first one. Then for the second one, I go a little bit higher from here. I do the same. You cannot see anything. Yes, the lighting is not so ideal, I think. incisal part, and approximately that you will get the effect really deep. So the liquid should go inside the material. Therefore, I'm using multiple times. And for the third time, I'm using just on the incisal part, just like this. I'm using it also in the incisal edge. And the same on the palatinal side. And the last step, the third step, I repeat once again. So just once again on the incisal side, incisal edge. And here as well. So like I mentioned, it's important to avoid to flew away on the connector. So it's really hard to see for me, sorry for that. But the thing is, the point is, even though you are working with a multi-layer material, it's a really fast and it's a really easy process. So in that way you have a strong material, but you could increase the translucency of the material. That was just the incisal X coloring.